Here's a government agency you may have never heard of, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, and its chair, Mike Selig, and are making headlines after he announced yesterday that his agency would move to stop states from regulating prediction markets like Kalshi.
CFTC lawyers filed a friend of the court brief in support of Crypto.com, which operates a prediction market, in a court case between the platform and Nevada state regulators. Selig defended this move in a video on X.
The CFTC has today filed a friend of the court brief to defend its exclusive jurisdiction over these derivative markets. Prediction markets aren't new. The CFTC has regulated these markets for over 2 decades. Today, the CFTC is taking an important step to ensure that these markets have a place here in America and have the integrity and resilience and vibrancy that our derivatives markets deserve.
Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty applauded the move, writing on social media, in part, the strength and stability of U.S. markets hinge on regulatory consistency, so I'm glad to see Chairman Selig weigh in on the need for clear rules of the road for American prediction markets. A patchwork of varying state approaches would fracture the framework Congress put in place, driving our innovators offshore.
But not everyone is on board with the CFTC's new defense of prediction markets. Utah Governor Spencer Cox took to X to address Chairman Selig personally, saying, quote, "These prediction markets you are breathlessly defending are gambling, pure and simple. They are destroying the lives of families and countless Americans, especially young men. They have no place in Utah." And former New Jersey Governor Christie echoing that in a post of his own, violating the rights of states who have been regulating sports betting and the rights of the states who oppose sports betting is not the purview of another alphabetical soup federal agency. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, this one is a little tough for me because I don't want to aggressively regulate prediction markets. This is no surprise, libertarian, think prediction markets should broadly be left alone. But I am a fan of states' rights approaches to regulatory issues. So if I was running a state, I would be very lax on regulation of these markets. That's what I would vote for, and that's what I'd want. Do I think the federal government should come in and tell a state that wants to have tougher regulation on something that it can't do that? I don't know. That starts to make me uncomfortable, especially because we don't know. And I want to do laboratories of democracy. We'll see. One state can do tighter, stricter regulation. One state does less strict regulation, and you find out what the people like better. What's better. Now, having said that, these technologies are so, they're not really confined to one. Tech is making it all interconnected globally. So it doesn't really make sense to have 50 different regulations. I see what they're saying, that makes it difficult to scale their business. And I don't think they should be regulated. I'm sure there's lots of moralizing people who are going to go, this is unhealthy or whatever, we shouldn't do it.
Well, I'll start from the moral point. I do think, that's me. Yep, I'm moralizing. I think that there are a lot of people, I'll be your mom. There's a lot of people that are, abusing these gambling systems. I know you believe in autonomy and you believe in people having the free range to ruin their lives, but I think that's why gambling was isolated to Las Vegas.
From the consequences of your
so I wanted
decisions.
to see where Donald Trump stood, because this is all like wrapping my head around some new topics with this that I'm not really involved in, because I don't gamble. I'm the biggest cheapskate you probably will ever meet in your life. So it seems like he's signaling support for these markets, particularly because it checks media narratives a little bit. These gambling or markets that you predict on sometimes are more accurate than polls. And so it kind of gets a temperature for where people stand. So he might be with the federal government on this. Or the CFTC, I should say. But states are saying something that I agree with. If it walks like sports betting, if it breathes like sports betting, then it is sports betting. So why are we pretending like we're not going to allow gambling to be like this nationwide thing when really we're betting on anything? We can bet on elections. We can bet on young college players. And also, I did an interview when I filled in for Blake for The Hill on News Nation. We had a guest on there that talked about the impact and the implications, to go back to the moral thing, for young people. There are a lot of young people that play college sports that know they're getting betted on and feel like terrible, put to shame, like literally morally drowned, because people are like, man, I lost so much money on you. I put this money on this bet. And it's like they're just trying to pursue their passion, do their life. And so we need to not put that much pressure on also young people. I think that it could get really out of control.
Yeah, I don't think government... the harms here from the gambling and the betting are confined to the person who does it. government regulation is most called for when there are external harms. Like you can make, with some vices, you can make that argument more strongly. Like, I mean, alcohol abuse has a more, makes people more violent. Car crashes has some external harms. In the cases of gambling, we're talking about primarily because most people can go to the casino or do a little bit of gambling, a little bit of sports gambling, have fun, and not gamble away their life savings. There's a small minority of people who gamble recklessly and dangerously, and they harm themselves, but they're not harming, external people. So in that way, I don't see how the government could justify limiting me or you, who won't gamble in excess ever, because some people can't control themselves.
Well, this is not going away, but we have to leave it there. That does it for us on Rising Live. Look out for more exclusive YouTube content coming your way today. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to The Hill's YouTube channel so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen on the go, we're now available anywhere you listen to podcasts. See you next time.